Favre, there's a sense of urgency throughout the NFL for those seasoned veteran fans and rookie fans alike. They're packed into stadiums across the country as the playoff before the playoffs has already begun. And today we battle in the NFC Central as the Green Bay Packers take on the Detroit Lions. So today it will be the Green Bay Packers and the Detroit Lions as we are moments away from the kickoff. The Green Bay Packers won the toss. They have elected to receive, and Jason Hansen, a very strong leg in the NFL, gets ready to kick it away for the Lions. Corey Harris and Robert Brooks are back deep for the Packers. 6-6 against 6-6. Low line drive kick by Hansen, taken by Brooks. He'll try the right side, and he doesn't find much. He runs into Ty Halleck. A return of 16 yards, and here comes the Green Bay offense, led to the field by quarterback Brett Favre. The TDs are up, the interceptions are down this season, but the team is still 6-6. Protected by this offensive line. Frank Winters is the center. The running backs, Cobb and Bennett. The wide receivers, Brooks and Sharp. And a change at tight end. Ed West will not make the start, a bit banged up. Mark Chimarro. On first down, they send Sharp in motion. And Favre hands to Reggie Cobb. Big yards for Cobb and out across the 40. He picked up 16 yards and a Green Bay first down, and the defense for Detroit didn't like that one bit. We'll give you a look up front. They play a 3-4. Kelvin Pritchett, Mark Spindler, and Robert Porcher. The linebackers, four good ones. Scroggins, Mike Johnson, Chris Spielman, Broderick Thomas. And the secondary, Massey and McNeil on the corners. The safeties, Blades and Willie Clay. First and 10, and Favre back to throw. Steps up, gets rid of it, finds his man, Anthony Morgan, out around midfield. Robert Massey there to bring him down after a pickup of 6.
Joe, this Green Bay offense wants to score and score early in this game because they know that in the last 6 games, they've won 5 of them against Detroit. In each of those wins, they jumped out to an early lead. The one game they did lose to Detroit, Detroit got out to an early lead, allowing Barry Sanders to carry the ball, eat up the clock, and never let them get back in it.
Second down and 4 after that completion to Morgan of 6 yards. And Favre hands to Cobb. He finds nothing, wrapped up by Greg Jeffries. An extra defensive back that came up from the secondary, a loss of 3.
Whenever you see secondary guys, defensive backs in the backfield like you just did there, you know that Detroit is playing an aggressive blitz defense. Not something that they normally do, but something that Green Bay was prepared for because Detroit did this to them the last time they played this season.
Third and 7. Brooks brought down right at the marker. They're going to rule it down, and it will depend on the spot as to whether Green Bay picks up a first down or not. They needed 7. They got 7, maybe 8. It depends on the spot. Benny Blades with the hit. They show the replay on the big screen here, and the Detroit fans thought it was a fumble. It was not. And they're going to bring out the chains and measure to see if a first down was picked up by Green Bay. There's Mike Holmgren in his 3rd year with the Packers. He has won 5 of 6 meetings with Detroit, and he's happy because the Packers have a first down. Across the way, it's Wayne Fonts.
You know, pass protection today, Joe, is going to be the key for the Packers. Mike Holmgren said that's his #1 priority in this game, to keep people off Brett Favre, give him the time to find his receivers and complete those balls downfield.
A first down for the Packers with the ball resting just shy of the Detroit 45. changes it up on the line of scrimmage. Quick hitter to Sharp. And complete, brought down at the 39-yard line. A pickup of 6. That's 100 consecutive games with a catch for Sterling Sharp. By the way, Art Monk tied Steve Largent at 177 today. Of course, Largent, long time with Seattle. That's the record that Sharp is chasing, and Monk just won't quit. He keeps racking them up. 2nd down and 4. Bennett brought down from behind by Benny Blades.
Well, I talked about an aggressive style defense. Benny Blades came all the way from the back of the secondary, and he just hit that line running. Watch him here coming from the left of the screen. He's going to get right in through the line of scrimmage and make the tackle in the backfield. See him there coming right through, and he gets Bennett for the loss. You're going to see a lot of that kind of stuff from Green Bay's defense today, and Benny Blades loves it. That's what he wanted to do coming into this game.
Now a 3rd down. On 3rd and 4, Favre to put it up across the middle, Sharp wide open. A 1st down catch and down inside the 30. A pickup of 10, and Blades was there for the stop.
Well, and this time the Detroit Lions, again, they sent another guy, another safety. They sent Willie Clay from the secondary. They sent him on the blitz, but the Green Bay offensive line picked it up. Sharp makes the completion. I mean Favre.
Both of them. Well, give them both credit. Favre is 4 for 4 for 30 yards. So Brett Favre off to a hot start, and he is a streaky quarterback.
Yeah, you talk about hot and cold. I mean, he's like an old brick building. He's rough and tough, but the plumbing runs hot and cold.
On 1st down, Bennett tries the left side. Drives the pile forward, picked up 3. Brett Favre, everybody talked about it last season. He has got to cut down on the turnovers. For this team to turn the corner, he has done that. Only 9 interceptions.
Yeah, I mean, he's had the year that Mike Holmgren said he had to take the Packers to the next level. He's still coming up with the big touchdown passes, but he hasn't come up with interceptions. You look last year, 24. This year, only 9.
Mike Holmgren told Brett Favre before the season started, if you cut down on that, you can turn us into a 12 and 14, 11 and 5, but that has not happened. The Packers a record of 6 and 6. The Lions bringing it, and Favre throws it away. Mike Johnson was there, along with Tracy Scroggins, and they were all over Favre, and he got rid of it.
We're going to see more and more of this all day because it's working for the Lions. They're sending guys. They send Johnson right there. You see him and Scroggins on top of Brett Favre. And if it works, you just keep doing it. You just keep doing it. So that's what Detroit's going to do. Now, Brett Favre said, hey, I expect these guys to blitz, but he expects them to blitz on passing downs. That would be 3rd and 5, 3rd and long like this, and not necessarily on 2nd and 7 as the play before. So it caught Favre unawares.
So much so that as the Packers come back to the line, Brett Favre calls a timeout. A 3rd and 7 facing the Pack when we return, trying to turn the opening possession into points. Herb Patera is the defensive coordinator for the Lions, and he's been busy in the early minutes.
Well, yeah, you know, the blitz is working for him. He's got to feel like a guy who finds a trunk of money in the attic. You know, he didn't know it was there. Now he finds it, and it's working, and he's happy about it.
The Lions did it against Buffalo, beat the Bills. They're trying it here. Anthony Morgan, touchdown, Green Bay.
I think he just found out that the money was counterfeit.
They brought the blitz. They brought people. Morgan got behind the defense, and a 26-yard touchdown catch for Morgan. That is his 2nd touchdown of the year.
Well, that's the risk you take. And, you know, the players, we talked to them yesterday, and they all said, hey, we got a blitz. We want a blitz. And it worked for the Lions last week against Buffalo. They sent the blitz and shut down Buffalo. Now you see the price that you pay when you do send guys. You take the chance that Anthony Morgan or a receiver will get behind your secondary and go in for the touchdown.
Chris Jackie on to tack on the extra point. Good hold by Hendrick. A 72-yard drive for the Pack. 10 plays covering just under 6 minutes. It was Favre to Morgan, and the Packers in the early minutes at the Silverdome take a lead. Time for the Lions to get the ball after Green Bay went 3 for 3 on third down in their initial possession. Put up 7 with Favre 5 out of 6 for 56 yards, and the capper a touchdown pass to Anthony Morgan. And now Chris Jackie ready to kick it away for the Packers with Mel Gray back deep for Detroit. Instead, it's one of the up men. That's Derek Moore. And he brings it across the 20, and that's where the Detroit Lion offense will set up.
Well, this is a pick play, this touchdown that'll never get called. And you see Brooks, he's going to pick Jeffries, and it's going to free Morgan. Now, the thing that Jeffries has got to do is run right through the pick. He runs around the pick, and so he doesn't get either. He doesn't get the penalty for the pick, and he doesn't get the coverage on Morgan.
The safety, Benny Blades, was also late in covering. He's been banged up, unhealthy, unable to practice during the week. However, this week he felt better. But the injuries may be taking a toll on Blades. He was late in getting over. Now the Lions take over, down by 7. Krieg finds Perryman out at the 35. A first down catch and a pickup of 13 yards. Dave Krieg and the Detroit Lions offense. Krieg already 1 for 1. Of course, a longtime Seahawk, last year with the Kansas City Chiefs, last couple of years with the Chiefs, and last year the understudy for Joe Montana. Dave Krieg was the #1 pick for the Lions to be the backup behind Scott Mitchell. They picked him up over the offseason. It's paid off. Krieg to the flats. Barry Sanders, not much. Leroy Butler there, and he brought Sanders down immediately. A pickup of only 1, and Krieg 2 for 2.
Already here, Joe, you can see that Terrell Buckley is not going to be matched up on Moore, because you see Doug Evans, number 33, is over there against Herman Moore. Now Herman Moore is 6'4". Evans is 6'1", so you got a much taller guy playing on Herman Moore than the 5'9" Terrell Buckley.
Packers were concerned about that matchup coming in. They've switched up. Now he's over on the other side and back on him. Instead, the handoff is to Barry Sanders. He tries out the left side, brought down by Sean Jones, and a pickup of only 2. Hard to believe, Tim, that Barry Sanders has been held in check, and trying to do that again today is Fritz Shurmur. You got to look at the defensive coordinator for the Pack.
Yeah, and part of the way that they're going to do that is Fritz has got this defensive line running upfield. They're going to hit the gaps, and they feel like that will not only give them a better chance to stop Barry, but it'll give them a better chance in the pass rush.
Now 3rd and 7 with the ball at the Detroit 39. Sean Jones a little early. Dave Krieg takes a seat, and this might cost the Packers 5 yards.
Well, Sean Jones did the smart thing, and that was he just kept going, because there was no way he was going to get back. So heck, you might as well go, hope that somebody flinched, and get the quarterback.
Prior to the snap, offsides by the defense, number 96 unabated to the quarterback, remains 3rd down, 5-yard penalty.
Tim, it's hard to miss that 6'7", 275-pound body of Sean Jones.
He might as well just keep going, and then when after he tackles Krieg, you know, point his finger around and hope that one of the officials will believe him.
That moves it from a 3rd down and 7 to a 3rd and 2. First possession of the day for the Lions. It's a tight end Hall in motion, and Krieg to put it up. Swings it out to the flats. He finds Aubrey Matthews, and a first down. Pickup of 3, and they only needed 2.
We talked about it in the open, Joe. We talked about Dave Krieg and the way he spreads this football around, and so far we've seen him go to Matthews, we've seen him go to Perryman, throw one to Barry Sanders. So he's gone 3 for 3 and to 3 different receivers.
One of the reasons for that, the 15 years of experience under the belt of Dave Krieg. Now on first down, movement on the Detroit offensive line, and you could call that on anyone.
Sean Jones maybe is vindicated a little bit on this play, Joe.
This is Ed Hockley, our referee.
False start prior to the snap by the offense, number 66 and 67. 5-yard penalty. It remains first down.
One of the things that Dave Krieg does, Joe, is he has a hard count, and he does that to draw the defenders off sides, and that's a good thing. Gives you 3-5 yards. It's a bad thing when you start drawing your own offensive guards off sides.
It cost the Lions 5, and it'll make it 1st and 15. Movement on the line, but no flag. Sanders in the open and into Green Bay territory, a pickup of 9.
Well, the idea for the Green Bay defense is to come upfield, and you're going to see that Sean Jones gets caught underneath. Actually did come upfield, but he opened up the hole, and Jurkovec didn't get upfield into the hole. Here's your dilemma. You see that guy coming at you, and George Teague just gets his shoelaces. George Teague got up clapping his hands. If you can bring Barry Sanders down in any way, you clap your hands.
Pickup of 9, and on 2nd down, Barry Sanders looking for room, bounces outside and picks up a first down. Terrell Buckley there, a pickup of 7. Man, he is something.
Yeah, well, Buckley pushes Barry Sanders around after the play, and the crowd comes to their feet. Sean Jones gets hooked by Halleck here. Watch Halleck get into him, and he actually gets a hold of him a little bit. You see that? And doesn't allow Jones to get off. And now watch this here. Barry's got his hand in Buckley's face a little, pushes it a little, and then Buckley pushes back.
He picked up 7 and a first down. Little play action for Krieg. Has plenty of time, tries the sideline, incomplete. Aubrey Matthews, the intended receiver, and Terrell Buckley was all over him.
Well, the play action for Detroit is so deadly because of Barry Sanders. He forces your defensive linemen and your linebackers to respect that movement, to respect that run. What the Detroit Lions are going to do is when they run the play action, they'll run it away from Reggie White, and then they'll slide their protection to Reggie White to make sure they've got 2 guys on him.
That was the first incompletion of the day for Krieg. Brings up the 2nd and 10. And flags fly before the play gets underway.
False start prior to the snap by the quarterback, number 17 offense. Head bob, 5-yard penalty. It remains 2nd down.
Well, we said, Joe, that Dave Krieg likes to pull guys off sides, and part of that is that voice inflection. You're allowed to inflect your voice, but you're not allowed to move your head when you do it. It's one of the oldest tricks in the book, and Dave Krieg just got caught.
That'll make it 2nd down and 15. And a look at Reggie White. Amazing that he is playing. We were at the game in Buffalo when he went down with torn ligaments in his left elbow. He was back in a few days later on Thanksgiving playing Dallas. Krieg stands in and finds Perryman. First down inside the Green Bay 25, a pickup of 24.
Well, part of Dave Krieg's success has been his protection, and you see it here. You see Glover in the middle, opening up the lane, and Reggie White is not a factor in this pass rush. So the Packers line gives Krieg too much time, and Perryman finds the hole in the defense.
First down for the Lions. Perryman in motion, and the give to Sanders. Not much, wrapped up immediately, a pickup of only a couple. Bryce popped there along with Fred Strickland for the Packers.
Bryce Popps had a fine year. I mean, an outstanding year. Actually, he's an impact player, and you'll see why on this play here. He sees the lead back. He sees the lead back coming at him, and he sheds the lead back. You're not going to see it, but I'll describe it to you. Sheds the lead back, gets inside, and makes the tackle.
Now second down. This is the 10th play of the drive for the Lions. Krieg tries the end zone, and Perryman got hung up. He and T got hung up a little bit, and the throw was too far out in front of Brett Perryman.
Well, here's part of the reason why you've got to put two guys on Reggie White. Watch him here, and you just see one guy, Hall, and he just goes for a ride. And then Lutz comes a little too late, and Reggie gets all the way to the quarterback. You got to have two on him, and if you're going to have two, you got to have two right away. Lutz and Hall have got to be together when they hit him. They can't 1-2 him. They got to hit him with both punches at the same time.
On 3rd and 8, Krieg to throw over the middle. Johnny Morton in a 1st and goal inside the 5. Morton, the #1 pick out of USC, a pickup of 18. He hasn't done much this season, but that was a big catch.
Yeah, and you talk about spreading the ball around. Here's just another receiver that Dave Krieg finds open in the pattern. You see again, he's got good protection, he's got time, and he has the experience and the knowledge where if he has that time, he's going to pick a secondary apart.
1st and goal from the 4. Sanders. Not much. Brought down from the backside by George Kuntz. Just did get back to the line of scrimmage.
Look at Barry Sanders. And watch the head fake that he puts on the guys at the line. He sends his head one way and his body, and then he cuts back another way. And you got to look at Barry Sanders' eyes, because his eyes and his vision are a big part of the reason why he's the best runner in football right now. He sees the whole field. He knows where everyone is, like all great athletes.
Now 2nd down and goal. Krieg, plenty of time, buys some more. Back to the end zone, nearly intercepted. A dangerous pass, looking for Perryman. A couple of linebackers were there in the coverage. Strickland was back there along with Kuntz, and Krieg almost turned it over.
Yeah, sometimes when a quarterback gets on a hot streak and they complete pass after pass, they're more likely to try to force a ball like that, to make a bad decision and throw a ball that really could be intercepted. I mean, he gets some nice time, and like you said, he buys some more by scrambling, and this is a ball that he really just should not throw.
3rd and goal from the 4. Incomplete, looking for Perryman, no flag. Buckley was all over him. But good legal coverage according to the officials.
Yeah, I talked to Terrell Buckley right before the game, and he said to me, you know, I've defended 14 passes, I've got 5 interceptions, and everyone looks at the negatives with me. A couple guys have caught a couple jump balls, but I'm still a legitimate cornerback in the NFL. And he showed it there.
Good coverage, incomplete pass, and now time for Jason Hansen to try a 22-yarder. Greg Montgomery, the punter, is the holder. Flags, and that play never happened. A whistle stop play just prior to the snap. Play clock is showing 0. We'll see if that's the call, delay a game, or if it's something else.
Please add 2 seconds to the clock. It should be 1:18. Delay of game by the offense. 5-yard penalty. It remains 4th down.
So it was indeed delay a game, and that will make it a 27-yarder by Hansen. Jason Hansen has had a rough year. Came into this season 40 of 40 inside 43 yards. He's perfect in the extra point category throughout his career, but this season only 8 out of 17, and as long as just 44 yards.
Yeah, I mean, he hurt his leg early in the season, but he said that it's all better now, and he wishes he could say that that's the reason why he's had the problems he's had, but he can't honestly say that. He said his legs back and 100%.
Trying to get the game clock situated. They put 2 seconds back on the clock. It shows 1:18. And again, Green Bay out in front by 7. Hansen trying to dig into that lead. In this range this season, Hansen 4 out of 5. He'll try a 27-yarder. Good snap, good hold, and look at that leg. He is strong, and he puts Detroit on the board. The Packers took their opening possession down the field, put it into the end zone, and the Lions answer with 3. So the Packers have the lead. Detroit picks up 3 with a leg of Jason Hansen. On Fox. Hansen gets rid of it. Robert Brooks from his 5. Big return for Brooks. Goodbye. Touchdown, Green Bay. A 96-yard return for Robert Brooks, and that's why they put him back on the kickoff return team. Even though Robert Brooks has been heavily involved in the offense, Mike Holmgren put him back on the kickoff return for this.
Whenever you have a kickoff for a touchdown, you know there's a lot of good blocks. But the key block is Corey Harris. Watch him here at the end, 30, right in the middle of the screen. He's blocking away, blocking away. He blocks the same guy 3 times and really enables Brooks to go the entire distance because he picks off the safety valve. He picks off the safety valve, and that's how you get a touchdown. You got to get the last man.
Jackie puts the extra point through as Robert Brooks returns one 96 yards. He adds to the Green Bay lead. We're still in the first quarter, and the Packers lead it 14-3. After a 51-yard punt, an 8-yard return by Pryor, and the Packers have it at their own 36, and they lead by 11.
Now they've got the 11-point lead, and you'll see them working hard to increase that lead, Joe, because again, they want to keep the ball out of Barry Sanders' hands. They want to get a lead that forces Detroit to rely exclusively on Dave Krieg in the passing game.
Favre to throw on first down. Plenty of time. Guns it incomplete. Through the hands of Anthony Morgan. He has a rifle. What an arm for Brett Favre, and that might have been too much.
Yeah, I mean, he sometimes that's what he does. He puts too much heat, but look at the pass protection by the Green Bay offensive line. Watch him working these Detroit linemen, and it's like a meat grinder. Look at them. They get them all pinned down in there. They grind them around. They're all falling down. Heck, 3 out of 4 of them are on the ground. So if they can do that all day, Favre, you know, he'll find the receiver.
Second down and 10 after the incomplete pass. That throw a bit behind Anthony Morgan. Favre, a little jump ball intercepted by Massey. Back the other way. Out of bounds at the 30, and that's exactly what the Lions were looking for. Massey's 3rd interception of the year and a 17-yard return, and that will give life to this Detroit offense.
Well, this is exactly what Brett Favre talked about yesterday. He said, I know they're going to blitz, and I know we're going to have to go to our hot receivers. He throws the jump ball, but Sterling Sharp is on the go. Sterling Sharp is thinking, hey, I'm free downfield. Just throw it to me and lead me. But he and Favre are not on the same page because Favre throws the jump ball.
Massey with the pick, and now the Lions have it 1st and 10 at the Green Bay 29. Sanders hits the hole hard, gets it inside the 25-yard line, a pickup of 5.
The thing about Barry Sanders, Joe, is that he can run, I mean, 20 plays and get 20 or 30 yards, and then all of a sudden he'll break one for 90. He'll break one for a touchdown. That's the danger in Barry Sanders. That's why his average is 5.4 yards a carry, the best in the NFL, because he always is a threat to break that big gainer.
He got 5 on first down. Now it's 2nd and 5. Sanders has rushed 7 times for 26 yards. Krieg tries out the end zone. Herman Moore. Touchdown, Lions. Well, you talk about a jump ball, Tim. There you have it.
I was going to say the exact same thing. That's the jump ball. And even though it wasn't Terrell Buckley, 5'9" on Herman Moore, it was Doug Evans. He's 6'1". I mean, Moore is 6'4". You can throw it even against a tall cornerback when you've got Moore out there. He's 6'4". He can jump. And when he gets out into the secondary, Joe, it reminds me of when a bunch of kids are playing in the street and somebody's big brother comes along and says, hey, let me play too.
Bigger than the rest. He hauls in the touchdown catch. And Herman Moore, his 11th touchdown of the year. And here it is. All of us football broadcasters start sounding like we're doing a basketball game. Jump ball after jump ball. Touchdown, Detroit. Well, the Detroit Lions took advantage of a Robert Massey interception, turned it into 7 points, and now Hansen ready to kick it away. And it's a 14-10 Green Bay lead. Green Bay jumped out to that big lead on Thanksgiving Day at Dallas, squandered it, lost a big game, and I'm sure they're thinking, let's hope we don't do that again.
Yeah, and it's time for Green Bay's defense to step up. I mean, their offense is putting the points on the board. You see the turnover, but Green Bay's defense has got to shut down the Lions if they're going to win this game.
Corey Harris on the return. Good return out across the 30. We keep talking about jump ball after jump ball. Well, on Thanksgiving Day, it was the Dallas Cowboys taking advantage of Buckley with Alvin Harper. You just can't defend this.
Well, that's right, especially when Buckley's 5'9". So the solution the Packers thought was to put 33 Doug Evans on the tall guy because Evans is 6'1". But as I said, Herman Moore is like somebody's big brother playing with all the little kids. He's just bigger than everybody. He can get up higher, and you can throw the jump ball against, you know, with him. You can throw the ball to him, and you can beat anybody in the NFL.
A select group. Herman Moore is a part of it. 12 big plays, 25+ yard receptions, and Herman Moore is mentioned in the same breath with Rice and the rest of them. Favre guns it into his tight end Chimura, and he picks up a first down, and he's brought down at the 48, a pickup of 15.
There's a play right there when it comes in handy to have a nice rocket for an arm, because Chimura was between 2 defenders, and there was just a little space, a little fissure, like a space between your teeth, and Favre guns it, gets it right in there, and gets the completion. I don't know if it was as small as a spot between your teeth, but maybe if you had a gap tooth or something.
First down. Mickens in motion, and the give is to Bennett. Big hole, nice pickup. He got 5 over the left side. And we'll give you an update on the game with the 49ers and Falcons. Here's JB. That tells me one thing, Tim. They're listening to us out there.
Yeah, that's right. You know, when the Falcons go out to San Francisco, it's always a close game. Sometimes San Francisco will go into Atlanta and it's a blowout, but out there, the Falcons always play them tough.
Flags on the play, and this play doesn't happen. The whistle sounds as Sterling Sharp came away with a catch, but there was movement on the line, and this is going to cost Green Bay 5 yards.
And then you saw Brett Favre getting help to his feet because Porsche knocked him down after
False start by the offense prior to the snap, number 89. 5-yard penalty. It remains 2nd down.
It's on the tight end Chimura.
And a lot of times when a quarterback gets knocked down like that on a penalty, on a whistle, quarterback will get up and he'll want a flag and he'll start yelling at the official and yelling at the guy that did it to him. But not Favre. He just laid there and said, hey, I don't care. Knock me down. I'll just get back up.
2nd down and 10. Favre scrambling. Not much. He gets it into Detroit territory. Tracy Scroggins there to bring him down after a pickup of 4. That'll bring up a 3rd and 6 for Green Bay.
Well, the Packers feel like they can block this Detroit pass rush. And you see the double team here on Porsche between McIntyre and Winters, the center. And the Packers feel like they match up real well against this defensive line. Mike Holmgren told us yesterday that we can give Brett Favre time. We can give him the protection he needs.
Green Bay 3 of 3 on 3rd down, and they face a 3rd and 6. Into the flat, incomplete to Reggie Cobb. Greg Jeffries there defensively for the Lions. And the first punt of the day forthcoming from Craig Hentrick. Craig has emerged as one of the better punchers this season. Had an unbelievable day at home against the Jets where he picked up that 70-yard punt this season. Here's one of the best, Mel Gray.
Yeah, he is. Mike Holmgren told his kickers this week, he said, don't kick it to 23. I don't want Mel Gray to touch the ball. They said, well, how do you expect us to do that? He said, I don't care how you do it. You just make sure you don't kick it to him.
Hentrick gets under it. Good hang time and a fair catch called for as the ball sails over the head of Gray and into the end zone. A 48-yard punt. No return, and that makes Mike Holmgren happy. 14-10 Green Bay. There's a personality, John Yurkovich. Does this guy love playing in the middle or what?
He loves playing in the middle. You know, he's like the baker in a small town, you know. He's not really appreciated, but you need him. Everybody needs him because everybody needs their bread. But, you know, when you think about, hey, who's the important guy, you know, everybody thinks about the mayor or the reverend like Reggie White, and he is important. But, man, you got to have a baker.
I wonder if John Yurkovich has ever considered it. He's been eating some baked goods.
He's spent a lot of time in a bakery. I don't know if he's ever done any baking himself, but you know he's familiar with it.
I guarantee you he thinks the baker's important in any small town. First down at the
first name basis.
First down at the 20. And there's Barry. Good cutback and big yards. Evans holding on for dear life, and he wraps him around and down at the 40, a pickup of 21.
Doug Evans looked like he grabbed hold of one of those rockets on the 4th of July, and he just kept spinning him around and around. Barry Sanders makes the cutback. This is what he's famous for. Watch him change direction and look at the Detroit Lions. You saw it briefly, but their offensive line, they're making the blocks on the backside. And then you see Barry there just spinning around and around, and Evans hangs on for dear life.
21-yard pickup. Sanders 47 yards for the day. Now on first down. Craig to the flats. Aubrey Matthews, who's becoming one of his favorite targets. A completion out across the 45 and good for 6.
Yeah, I mean, everybody's a favorite target for Dave Krieg. That's part of the gripe people had against Scott Mitchell. Even the Green Bay Packers told us yesterday, they said, when Mitchell's in there, we know he's going to look to Herman Moore. He looks to Herman Moore first and foremost. But with Krieg, you never know where he's going to look. He's going to look around the whole field, and if he sees one receiver covered, he'll go to the next and the next.
2 tight end set for the Lions on 2nd down and 4. Barry Sanders. Barry Sanders. Inside the 20. Tackle on 34 more yards for Barry.
Well, Barry's the best, but you got to give credit where credit is due. Watch number 67, Doug Weidel, on the trap block here. Look at him right on Bryce Pop. He opens up that hole, and then Barry just takes advantage of it. And once he gets out in the open, he is a dangerous man. You know, when you miss a tackle on Barry Sanders, it's the one time in the National Football League in a film meeting on Monday where you don't get yelled at by the coach.
First down for Krieg and the Lions. In the flats, Aubrey Matthews. Inside the 15 and a pickup of 6.
Let's take a look at the footwork. Watch Barry Sanders' feet. Look at the change of direction and the torque on that. You know, I mean, look at the angles and the power. Trying to tackle Barry Sanders, Joe, everybody knows how it feels, because all you have to do, get a pair of chopsticks, go into the kitchen and look for a housefly, run around the kitchen and try to catch the fly with the chopsticks.
A second down for the Lions. Second down and 4, and Krieg hands to Barry Sanders. Touchdown. "13 yards and a touchdown for Sanders, his 5th of the year." Jason Hanson on to try the extra point. And Detroit showing us they can score in a hurry. It was 14-3 Green Bay. Hanson trying to make it 17-14 Detroit. He does. On a drive that featured Barry Sanders, he finds the end zone, a 13-yard carry, and all of a sudden the Lions have a lead. What's going on in the AFC East? We'll give you a look at the standings right after this first play. First possession for the Packers to start the second half. And Favre hands off to Cobb, and he is met in the backfield. Robert Porcher. A loss of 2. And we'll give you a look at the AFC East. Miami with a record of 8-4. They play Buffalo tonight. The Jets lost to New England 24-13, and they're now under the 500 mark. As we mentioned, Buffalo playing Miami. Down at the bottom, Indianapolis leading Seattle 14-13. They have a record of 5-7. New England moves up to 7-6, and they are very much in the playoff hunt.
Well, I said at the beginning of the season they'd get a playoff spot, and they just might.
Second down and 11. Far down the sideline, Brooks. Big first down catch. Knocked out of bounds by McNeil and Colin. A 35-yard pickup, and that was a pretty throw.
Yeah, it was a pretty throw, and it was pretty the way Brooks separated himself from McNeil at the last instant. It's almost as if they played it like that, because McNeil was running toe-to-toe with him, and then when that ball was already in the air, all of a sudden Brooks popped it into overdrive. He hit the turbos and pulled away.
His third catch of the day, 55 yards for Robert Brooks. That was a 35-yarder.
Nice pickup down at the 20.
Maybe just inside, a pickup of 7. So the Green Bay offensed him starting out this second half like they did in the first half.
Yeah, just moving the ball really at will. Brett Favre looking hot. And let's take a look at Reggie Cobb. You see him there in motion. He went across the screen. He's blocking for Edgar Bennett, and that's a little bit of a change up there. You see him right there? He's out there getting the block, and then Bennett is the guy running the ball. Well, heck, that's kind of a reversal of roles because Bennett is the fullback and Cobb is supposed to be the runner.
It was good for 7, and now second down and 3. Bennett again. A pickup of only 1, and it'll bring up a 3rd and short for Green Bay.
Well, Bennett doesn't get it on this play, Joe, but you know, he really has turned himself into the guy that they look to carry the run game. He started out the season again as the fullback, the guy who was supposed to block for Reggie Cobb, who was a 1,000-yard rusher in Tampa Bay. But as the season has turned out, Bennett has just gotten better and better, so he's getting the ball more and more.
He's in a contract year from Jacksonville, Florida. They got an expansion team going in Jacksonville, something he's kept in mind, and Favre needs a timeout. The play clock was down to 3. The crowd getting into the game, and on 3rd and short, Brett Favre didn't want to take the gamble. So he calls a timeout. The Packers will talk about it.
When you go from the back who's supposed to block to the back who's supposed to run, sometimes you get confused on your assignment. You see here, you see Brett Favre instructing Edgar Bennett on where he has to be, and then Favre looks up, and because he's only got 25 seconds, he doesn't have time to run the play.
It was down to 3. They needed a timeout, and they're faced with 3rd and 2. Favre rolls out. He finds Sharp, and Sterling finds the first down. Wrestled out of bounds by Greg Jeffries. A pickup of 5 and a pickup of a first down. The Packers now 6 of 7 on 3rd down conversions today. And that was a big one, trying to put themselves back on top. The Lions were stopped on their first possession. Now Green Bay has it, trailing 24-21 with just under 11 minutes to play in the 3rd quarter. Sharp in motion on first down, and here's Cobb. Trying to bounce it outside, brought down by Massey. And a pickup of -1. Brought down behind the line of scrimmage. You get a good look at Robert Massey. He was such a vital part of that first half with the interception.
Joe, you mentioned Sterling Sharp in motion, and you see him motioning here. And that's one of the ways that the Packers can get him out of the double coverage in the past. Now here it's a run play, but they'll use it a lot today, and they've already used it to shake that double coverage and move him around.
Second down and 11. Favre plenty of time. He finds the tight end Shimura, and he's brought down at the 8. It'll bring up another 3rd down for the Pack. They've picked up 6.
Well, Ed West is normally the starting tight end for the Packers, but he hurt his ankle in practice this week. He didn't practice all week. I saw him before the game and asked him how he felt. He said, I feel fine, and they told me I could start if I want to, but I don't feel that it's right. I mean, Shimura put in the practice, he put in the hours. He's the guy who should get the opportunity.
3rd down and 6, and 6 defensive backs into the game for the Packers. Quarterback draw, and Favre is brought down shy of the 5 and short of a first down. Tracy Scroggins there. Willie Clay and Brett Favre get up and exchange words. So a quarterback draw, and it didn't work.
Nice speed by Tracy Scroggins to pull off and get his hands on Favre. I mean, part of the quarterback draw is you've got to draw those defensive linemen upfield around the pocket, and maybe Brett just didn't step back far enough there because Scroggins is able to come off, and then Willie Clay hits him as well.
Chris Jackie on to try a 24-yarder. 0 for 1 today. This time he's good, and the Packers have tied the Lions 24-24. Now it goes back into the hands of Krieg and Detroit.
Well, if you're going to run the quarterback draw, you've got to drop back, let the pocket form, sell the pass, and then run it. Brett Favre does not sell this quarterback draw at all. He does not sell the pass. He takes half a step, and then he starts upfield. That's a play that he has to be patient and let develop.
Favre a little jumpy, did not pick up the first down, and Jackie, who's about to kick off, put it through the uprights to tie the game. Mel Gray is back deep for Detroit. And a high short kick. They're just trying to keep it out of the hands of Gray. Eric Lynch with the return and brought down at the 30, and a flag on the play. A late flag comes flying after a 14-yard return by Eric Lynch. And Ed Hockley will talk it over and give us the call. And this will cost Detroit.
Holding by the receiving team during the return, number 24. 10-yard penalty, first down.
Well, so far today, Joe, the Packers have won the battle on special teams. They had the big return for the touchdown, and they've had good coverage, and that was an important thing coming into this game. They lost Hulk and they lost Wilson, two of their best special teams players, to injuries. Mike Holmgren said that's like losing Favre and Sharp on our offense, so we're depleted in the special teams.
Milton Mack guilty of the hold, and that takes the ball back to the 20. First and 10 for Detroit at their own 20. That's Aubrey Matthews in motion, and Krieg to put it up. Matthews with the catch, and not much yardage. Corey Harris there to make the tackle. No gain on that completion to Matthews. Second down and 10. Matthews checks out, and Johnny Morton, a rookie from USC, into the game. Herman Moore, incomplete, and he battled Evans all the way.
Well, Evans really does a great job on the coverage here, and you see Krieg and Moore just daring Evans to do the job, and Evans does it this time, but Krieg is just going to continue to throw this pass all day. He doesn't worry about Evans. He just throws it and figures that Moore is going to win that battle more times than not, but that time the battle went to Evans.
And that brings up third and 10. The Lions 2 out of 5 on third down today. 0 for their last 3. Krieg steps up. Here we go again. Incomplete. This time Terrell Buckley, and he wins that battle, although the crowd here is screaming for interference.
That's a tough job for Buckley. Look at the cushion that he's got between himself and Moore. Packers have got the blitz on, and Buckley's all alone out there. The problem is Dave Krieg does not. He's got to get that ball with a little more height on it. He can't drop it in on the defensive back. He's got to put it up over the defensive back's head and then let Herman Moore go up for it.
Packers defensive backs have been practicing that all week. That time it paid off for Buckley. Montgomery punting, another poor punt. Pryor on the run from his 40. Into Detroit territory, and great field position here for the Packers. A poor punt, only 40 yards, and a 15-yard return by Mike Pryor. Good field position for Green Bay. We're tied. Green Bay sets up at the 45 of Detroit with a first down. They send Sharp in motion and give to Cobb, and he's met in the backfield. Mike Johnson. A loss of 2. You know, the last scoring drive, which resulted in 3 points for Green Bay, was set up by a 29-yard punt by Montgomery. This last punt was 40 yards, very returnable. A 15-yard return, and field possession in this half has gone to Green Bay.
Yeah, well, we talked about the special teams, and Green Bay's got 180 return yards on the kickoff to Detroit's 78.
Special teams a big part. Favre a pump fake. He goes deep for Sharp. Great play by Benny Blades, coming over the top.
Benny Blades missed last season with an ankle injury, broke his ankle. A lot of people can't recover. And he told us yesterday, he said, well, I lost a half a step, but I could afford to lose half a step. And this shows it right here. He may have lost half a step, but it's more than he could afford to lose, because he's right there.
McNeil was beaten on the play, but Benny Blades was there to save it. And now a 3rd and 12. 5 defensive backs into the game for the Lions. They're bringing it. Favre has time, wide open, Morgan. Goodbye, they beat the blitz and score 6. "47 yards to Morgan, his 2nd of the day. You beat that blitz.
Yeah, you said it right. I like the way you said it. They beat the blitz because Detroit sent everybody. And we talked about Detroit and the defensive coordinator, Herb Patera, sending these guys on the blitz. And when you blitz, you risk. You risk that big downfield pass long. If you can't get the heat on Favre, he'll deliver that ball all the way to the end zone.
Morgan got behind Jeffries, his 2nd touchdown of the day, and Jackie on to try the extra point. Trying to make it 31-24, and Jackie is perfect.
You see them here. They're bringing it on, but the Z gets deep, and Favre has the time to deliver. A little bit of a pick play there to knock Greg Jeffries off. Then Morgan just waltzes in. Watch the pick up here. Frank Winters on Spielman. McIntyre gets 2. Heck, he blocks his guy, comes off and gets Willie Clay.
Yeah, I was just going to say, you saw the other safety, Clay, coming in on the blitz, and there was no one to help back deep.
Yeah, they were one-on-one. They had 1 defensive back for 1 receiver.
And Jeffries was not enough for Anthony Morgan. So it's a 31-24 Green Bay lead with 6:45 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Anthony Morgan's had a big day. 5 catches, 97 yards, a couple of touchdowns. He has doubled his touchdown production for the year. He now has 3. He came in with 1. Jackie ready to kick off for Green Bay with Mel Gray deep, along with Derek Moore and Eric Lynch, the upbacks. Wayne Fontes hoping to have better production from his offense in the 2nd half. They've had 2 possessions, 3 plays and out. Derek Moore on the return. They're able to keep the ball out of the hands of Mel Gray. Moore with an 8-yard return, brought down by Mike Pryor. And the Green Bay defense trots onto the field.
Let's take a look at the pick, Joe. You see the Z there knocks off the coverage, and then the slot goes deep for the touchdown. They're locked up man-to-man, and if you get the bump on the guy, there's no way he can go with Morgan when Morgan's streaking down the sideline.
Well, the Detroit Lions scored touchdowns on their last 3 possessions of the 1st half. But in their first 2 possessions here in this half, 3 plays and out. On 1st down. Barry Sanders over the left side, gets outside. Sanders on Buckley, and Buckley runs him out of bounds right at the 1st down yardage.
Sean Jones is going to have to get himself up more upfield and turn Barry Sanders back in, because if Barry Sanders can get to the corner like that, he'll pick up 9, 10, maybe 50 yards of play.
Well, he picked up 10.
Well, not 50 on every play, but every once in a while he'll break 50 if he gets to that corner.
He's had a couple of big ones today. That one good for a 1st down. He's over the 100-yard mark. And the Lions bring in a 2 tight end set. Rodney Holman, the veteran, in motion. Sanders. There's the cutback. Watch out. Reggie White there to bring him down, and he saved a huge play.
Yeah, he did. That was a fantastic play by Reggie White, and also he uses that bad arm. He uses the bad elbow to bring down Barry Sanders. And when you're Reggie White and you're as devoted to the game as he is, you'll use whatever you got. Watch him here. He throws that left arm right out there. It gets banged up on the turf on Barry Sanders, but he made the tackle, and he's happy.
And there was a lot of room on this side of the field if Sanders could get past White. Instead, it was a loss of 1. And flags, whistles, bells, everything before that play got underway. Movement on the line of scrimmage, and we'll check the flag.
You know, when you talk about Reggie White and Barry Sanders, he says Emmett's good, but
False start prior to the snap by the offense, number 75. 5-yard penalty. It remains 2nd down.
Reggie said Emmett's good, Emmitt Smith's good, but he's got a great cast around a bunch of Pro Bowl players. Barry doesn't have quite as strong a cast, and that's why I think that Barry is the best that there is. He's the best in the game. And that's a compliment when it comes from the other guy who's the best at what he does.
Barry Sanders is only 8 yards shy of 1,000 in his career against Green Bay. They've seen a lot of Barry Sanders. 2nd down and 16. Perryman. Brought down at the 40 by Doug Evans, but a nice pickup on 2nd and long. They got 10, and that'll bring up a 3rd down.
I know Barry Sanders isn't a guy who pays attention to numbers and records. It's not all that important to him personally, but coming into this game, if he averages about 148.5 yards for the last 4 games, he's going to break that 2,000-yard mark. And boy, he's certainly on track today to break that 150-yard barrier and keep himself on track to break 2,000.
3rd down and 5 for the Lions. Krieg is flushed. Holman, the tight end, a 1st down catch as he got behind Buckley. Krieg able to keep it alive, and I don't know how he can see. Holman's a big target, but how does he see him all the way over on the far side of the field?
That's just a veteran quarterback, because he knows that is the least likely place for the defensive backs to have coverage. He's running this way. He runs to the left of the screen. He knows he's pulling those defensive backs with him. So he knows the guy who's going to be most likely to be open is going to be all the way back on the other side of the field.
And he found Holman. Good for a 1st down, and here comes Detroit. They try the end around. Yurkovich there. Now McMichael's turn, and Perryman goes down on his own.
Yeah, I mean,
and he may have twisted an ankle or turned a foot. He went down on his own, a loss of 7.
Strickland and McMichael make the tackle, but Yurkovich is the guy who makes the play. Because if you can get a lineman in the backfield, you want to drive the reverse deep, drive that runner deep, and force him to run further, which allows the other guys to rally to the ball.
There's John Yurkovich. He is down and in pain. It might be just a cramp, and that's what you would think as they work on his calf. Perryman helped over to the sideline, so that was a dangerous play.
Well, you know what it is with Yurkovich? If you look at him, he's real top heavy. You know, he goes about 295 pounds. And then if you look at his calves really weren't built to handle that kind of load. You know, look at his calves. Those aren't real big calves. So you put that kind of load on that kind of calf, and it'll cramp up. Heck, we saw him 2 weeks ago when they played Buffalo. He had the same thing. He cramped up in that same calf. Here he is right here to the left of the screen, and he's got to, like I said, he's got to drive deep. He's got to get upfield to drive that reverse out and around. And then we see here, Perryman turns his ankle right there, and that's a painful thing.
Both, though, are up and appear to be okay. Replacing Yurkovich is Don Davey. Big number 99 will be anchoring the middle for Green Bay, and you get a look at Yurkovich. That was just a cramp.
Yeah, you look at it. I don't know if we can get another shot of him there, but again, he's a top-heavy guy. You can't see it there. You can't see his legs, but he's a lot bigger up top. You see that? That's the big area there. And then this down here, That's a little smaller, not built to carry the load. It's like having, you know, shocks, half-ton shocks on a 3/4 ton pickup.
Now 2nd down after a loss of 7. Sean Jones. Krieg gets away from him. He has to fight him again. Sean Jones 0 for 2 on the play, and Krieg gets rid of it. And now Gilbert Brown is down and hurt. Gilbert Brown in some pain. And Krieg had everyone after him and still able to get rid of it.
That is so frustrating when you get back there, you break through the line as a defensive lineman, you see the prize, you got the rabbit in your sights, and then all of a sudden, you know, you go to pull the trigger and the rabbit jumps. And that's what Krieg did. He just kept jumping and swerving, and they could not get their hands on him.
Checking out the left leg, it looks like, of Gilbert Brown.
I mean, you know, really the same point goes with Gilbert Brown. You got the big load up top, and when you start having to run around there in the backfield and shuffle around, you know, your body's not built for that. Your body's built to go straight ahead, to plow guys, push guys. You start turning and twisting and cutting back there, and that's how you get hurt. See if we can take a look at Gilbert Brown and what happens to him. There he is right there. He's easy to pick out. He's the biggest mark on the screen. And then you see Lutz. Looked like Lutz took a chop at his legs.
Just as they left the picture, Lutz went down, and Gilbert Brown has to be helped off the field. Trying to protect that backside of Dave Krieg, who, as we mentioned, is a 15-year veteran. There's Yurkovich. Get the feeling it won't be too long before he's back in.
No. See the Gatorade cup. That's what you do. He'll slug down about 3 or 4 of those Gatorades, get himself hydrated again, get rid of the cramp, and he'll be back out there.
So up front, you've got Reggie White, you've got Don Davey, you've got Sean Jones. Bryce Pop can play a down lineman, but they do not at the moment have an extra down defensive lineman. They're going to bring Pop down to play the end and check in an extra linebacker.
You know, I don't like to see guys get hurt, but I like to see Don Davey in the game because he plays with a lot of heart and a lot of fire.
3rd down and 17. Five defensive backs into the game for Green Bay, and Krieg to put it up. Over the middle, wide open is Herman Moore. 1st down at the 21, a pickup of 27, and you have to wonder how Herman Moore can get that wide open.
You know, watching these guys on tape and watching Dave Krieg and Herman Moore and the way that they work together, it almost makes you feel like you're watching a circus act. It almost, and here you see the cushion that they give Herman Moore, but the way that their timing is so exact. I mean, you see him make the break, he turns, and the ball is there. It's like a circus act. It's like they've done it time and time before.
That was Buckley again, and he got burned in a 1st down catch. Now Sanders dancing, and he runs into Leroy Butler. Bryce Pop also there for Green Bay. Sanders just able to get back to the line of scrimmage, coming up on the 2-minute mark in the 3rd quarter. This has been a day of big plays. 20+ yards. Green Bay's had 4 of them. Detroit's had 5 of them. The latest one to Moore was good for a 1st down. And now Detroit has a 2nd and 9. Moore again. No flag. And an incomplete pass, and the crowd can't believe it. Evans was there, Teague was there, and Moore just shakes his head.
Herman Moore really looks like he's trying to almost lull Doug Evans to sleep. He comes off the line slow, and then he just runs up there, and you know, Evans does a perfect job of defending that pass.
No flag, and a 3rd and 9 now for Detroit. They are in field goal range for Hansen.
Well, there's no flag because Moore ran into Evans. That wasn't the other way around. You can't get a flag when you're the guy running into the defender.
Now on 3rd and 10, Krieg finds Sanders. Looking for a 1st down. Buckley runs him out of bounds and may have gotten a hand in his face. It looked like Sanders got a finger in the eye, and he immediately took a knee. Buckley was there, got his hand up on the face mask, and a finger might have popped through. That's one way to stop Barry Sanders. You get a hand inside that face mask, and it's an immediate reaction.
Well, Buckley does a nice job, really, and I'm not saying to get his hand in his face, but to force Barry Sanders out of bounds. Yeah, there it was right there. You saw that helmet jar back, and then you see Barry hold his eye. Yeah, you know, Buckley looks a little concerned. You see him there. He doesn't want to hurt Barry Sanders. I can promise you that. Nobody wants to hurt Barry Sanders, because even if you're competing against him, even if you're trying to beat him, everybody knows he's the best in the game. And every player has a different kind of respect for a guy like Barry Sanders.
Had his right eye shut. That's exactly what happened, and the field goal unit is on the field for Detroit, trying to cut into the Green Bay lead. It's 31-24 Packers.
You know, you see Wayne Fontes, the head coach. The head coach doesn't normally go out onto the field when there's an injury, but when the guy who's injured is Barry Sanders, you know, you get the head coach out there, you get the owner if he's down there on the sideline, you get everybody who's anybody, because everybody's concerned about this guy, because he is this franchise.
A 35-yard field goal try for Hansen.
Not a sure thing, is it, Joe?
Not this year. 34-yarder officially. Ball is placed, and Hansen is good. And it goes from a 7-point Green Bay lead to a 4-point Packer lead at 31-27. Hansen is good from 34. And the lead for the Packers is 4. The ball resting on the 10. Worst starting position for either team today with regard to field position after the punt by Hendrick. Detroit trailing by 4. They have the football, and they hand to Sanders. Only a couple. Gets it out to the 12. Barry Sanders left on the last possession by the Lions with a finger in the eye, but he is back and fine, and this will be a 2nd and 8 for Detroit.
Well, I said Sean Jones earlier. I said he has to take that corner away from Barry Sanders, and that's exactly what he did on that play. Jones got upfield, took the corner away, forced Barry back to the inside.
5 defensive backs into the game for Green Bay on 2nd down and 8. Krieg over the middle. He finds his man and a first down. And again, it's Aubrey Matthews. A 10-yard pickup. Aubrey's career has been revitalized by the insertion of Dave Krieg at the starting quarterback position for the Lions.
He's one of those guys who's bounced around the league from team to team. He even spent a couple years in Atlanta. I played with him at the Falcons, and sometimes when you bounce around, you find your home, you finally find it. Boy, it's a real good feeling.
5-catch day for Aubrey Matthews. First down and 10, and Barry Sanders kicks it outside. Big yards. Forced out of bounds at the 15-yard line by Evans. We welcome those of you who are watching San Francisco and Atlanta. Wow. The 49ers with a big victory there. This just happened. A 63-yard run by Barry. 16 carries, 171 yards for Barry Sanders today. The Lions trailing by 4, and they have a first down at the Green Bay 15. Krieg pulls it down, and he's brought down by Don Davey. Krieg able to get back to the line of scrimmage. If you're just joining us, Barry Sanders, catching his breath over on the sidelines, was poked in the eye on the last possession by Detroit. back in the lineup, and a good thing for Lions fans.
He has had one of those Barry Sanders days, and you see there 10.7 yards a carry. He's lit it up today for this Detroit team.
2nd down and 9. Hand off to Barry. Puts his helmet down, and he's brought down at the 5-yard line. George Kuntz was there, along with Sean Jones, a pickup of 8.
This game has gone back and forth, Joe, and early in the game, in the first quarter, Barry Sanders wasn't putting together the big numbers. They relied on Dave Krieg. He delivered, and now you see Barry really picking up the load and carrying this Detroit offense.
He got 8, and that brings up a 3rd down and 1. Maybe even less than 1. And because of that, Detroit needs a timeout. Dave Krieg will walk to the sidelines and talk it over. 3rd and short, facing the Lions when we return. For those of you just joining us who are watching the Atlanta Falcons and the San Francisco 49ers, Barry Sanders has had a big day. 179 yards today. In fact, he set a Lions single season rushing record with 1,585 yards. Guess whose record he broke? Barry Sanders. 3rd down and less than 1. Krieg will keep it. And this is going to be close. It will depend on the spot. It looked like he got it initially, but it will depend on where the officials mark the ball. If you are just joining us, this was a day that started with Green Bay jumping out to a 14-3 lead, but a big interception by Robert Massey ignited the Lions offense. They came back. It was back and forth, back and forth. The Lions had a 3-point lead at the half. Green Bay now on top, 31-27, but the Lions looking for a 1st down here, and they have it. 1st and goal at the 5. Trailing by 4. Each team comes into this game with a record of 6-6, and each team desperately needing a win here at the Silverdome. So a 1st and goal for the Lions at the 5. Sanders and Lynch in the backfield behind Dave Krieg. Moore is in motion, and the give to Barry. Down inside the 5 and down to the 1. He lost the football, but they rule it down.
And this is something that the Lions haven't done all season. They haven't always put Barry in on the short yardage down by the goal line. They've replaced him sometimes with Derek Moore, 31, and Eric Lynch, 26. But here you see the I formation, the 2 back, and the I lead, and then using Barry. Now they're taking him out. Now this is the reason why Barry Sanders doesn't have the touchdowns commensurate with the amount of yards that he's got.
He has 5 for the year, including 1 today. A tackle eligible into the game for Detroit. Touchdown Lions. Derek Moore is 4th of the year, and the Lions are back on top. The only carry of the day for Derek Moore, and it counts for 6.
Well, if it's not broken, Joe, don't fix it, and it hasn't been broken. Moore and Lynch in the backfield on these short yardage plays has worked for the Lions, and that's why they go back to it.
They check in the big body, 6'1", 227. He punches it in, and now it's Hansen on to tack on the extra point. Perfect in this category in his professional career. Still perfect. And the Lions lead by 3.
Well, one thing you know, when you run the short yardage, you're going to run it to the left. You're going to run away from Reggie White, and that's exactly what the Lions do on this play. And that's part of the reason why they score. When you're down there tight, you need a little bit to go for the score. You run away from the big guy, number 92.
Earlier in the day, in the first half, we saw a 96-yard kickoff return for a touchdown by Robert Brooks. A nice hurdle. He got into the open. Then he got a good downfield block. You see Corey Harris working on Robert Massey. And the convoy proceeded into the end zone. A touchdown, Robert Brooks. But then it was Dave Krieg with the jump ball, which is so popular this season. Who's on the other end? 6'4", Herman Moore. That was followed up by Brett Favre to Sterling Sharp. Got behind the defense, able to get into the end zone. And you just joined us with Barry Sanders, the key 63-yard run, which was part of an 8-play, 90-yard drive, which covered 4 minutes, 10 seconds. And the Lions are back on top, 34-31. Corey Harris and Darrell Thompson back deep to receive the kick from Hanson. In the end zone, Harris will take a knee. And the crowd here at the Silverdome is pumped up. One other unusual play today, tackle eligible. Big Scott Conover. On first down, Conover gets behind Reggie White. They leave him alone. He scores his first touchdown in the NFL. And that's been the kind of day here in Pontiac, Michigan. The Packers have it. 1st and 10 at their own 20, trailing by 3. 8:54 remaining in regulation. Into the flats. Sterling Sharp and a first down catch. A little curl out by the sideline, and Favre has the kind of arm to get it there.
Right, he's got the kind of arm, and he had the kind of time that he needed to find his open receiver. And the Green Bay Packers offensive line has done the job all day to protect Favre. Even when the Lions have blitzed, they've picked up the blitzes and allowed Favre to get the ball downfield. And you talk about the Sterling Sharp, the long touchdown pass to him. The Lions sent everybody on that play. Favre had the time, and he delivered.
Sterling Sharp, 8 catches for 100 yards. Pump fake, Favre rolling. Gets away from Broderick Thomas. Brought down from behind by Broderick Thomas. And a pickup of 4.
That's speed there by Thomas. Usually when the quarterback breaks it, he keeps going. The defender falls here, and Morgan keeps going. You see Massey slips on that turf, and if Favre can find him, if he's not being chased, it's a long gain for the Packers.
Anthony Morgan. Just got to look at him. He's had a big day. 2 touchdown catches. 2nd down and 6 for Green Bay. Off to Bennett, met, and thrown backwards, Robert Porsche. Kelvin Pritchett there as well. And now Favre and Porsche get into it.
Well, Favre's one of the few quarterbacks in the league. Heck, he won't take any of that talk back there. But Porsche, you're going to see him getting into the backfield here, and he's done it all day. He's done a good job. And a big part of shutting down the Packers' run game today. It's about the 3rd time we've seen him back there. And then you see him start to talk, and then Favre's got an answer for him.
Ed Hockley is our referee, and here's the call.
Unsportsmanlike conduct on the defense, number 91, taunting. 15-yard penalty.
Oh, my. 15-yard penalty on Porsche for taunting.
And that is a brutal penalty, especially when the defense had finally turned the tide. They had the momentum, they had the crowd, and now it's all gone.
It would have been 3rd and 7. Now it's a first down up at the Green Bay 49. And officials have talked all season long about taunting. They claim they don't call the taunting penalty much. This costs Detroit, and this is the taunt.
You see Porsche there, right there in the middle of it, and I think really the taunt took place before when he was talking to Favre.
15-yard penalty. Favre another pump fake, setting up a screen to Bennett. Rather well covered by Detroit, a pickup of 6. We mentioned earlier, Tim, that Green Bay is one of the best screen pass teams in the league. A 6-yard pickup on that play might be considered a win for Detroit.
Right, well, they're good at it because they do it time and time again, and they practice it all week long. And Mike Holmgren told us yesterday, our run game has struggled this season, and this is part of our answer. We consider the screen play to be part of our running attack.
A pickup of 6 on the screen, 2nd down and 4. The ball resting on the Detroit 45. Favre guns it to his tight end and a 1st down catch. Green Bay trailing by 3. They might be in the lead were it not for this drop pass by Terry Mickens in the back of the end zone just before half.
You see Favre deliver the ball on the run. Mickens has got to grasp that ball instantly and pull it in. You can't bobble it around.
That's the difference in this game. That was followed by a missed field goal by Chris Jackie, so the Packers came away with no points just before halftime. 1st down, play action pass. Favre gets rid of it. Mark Chmura, the tight end, the intended receiver, and Favre more or less just tried to avoid a sack.
Yeah, he tried to avoid the sack, and you see Pat Swilling on that play. He hit Favre, and then he really pulled back. So the penalty on Porsche, believe me, that was running through Swilling's mind, and so he laid off Favre. He does not want to get another 15-yard penalty and continue this drive on penalties.
Brett Favre, 23 out of 32 for 311 yards. And he's only 35 yards shy of another 3,000-yard season. This will help get him closer. A completion to the tight end, Jeff Wilner. Brought down short of a 1st down. He got 9.
Well, the Packers, Joe, are really showing a kind of patience and a kind of confidence in this drive. They're not going for it all down deep, Favre to Sharp, as a lot of people might think. They're working it down the field with the screens, with the runs, and throwing the ball to the tight end.
You got a peek at the San Francisco score. Rolling it up on the Falcons. Here's a 3rd and 1. Sterling Sharp, a 1st down catch. Inside the 25, and the Packers drive still alive and a fresh set of downs.
When you talk about confidence, I mean, you know, 3rd and 1, and you go to Sharp, you go to a pass play. You see here the kind of blitzes that Brett Favre has seen today. You've seen 21 blitzes. 4 times they hit Favre, 12 times they hurried him. But here's how Brett Favre has responded with 3 touchdowns and with 0 sacks.
1st down for Green Bay. The Lions bring a blitz. A quick hitter up the middle with Edgar Bennett. Brought down inside the 20. A nice pickup on 1st down of 5. You know, Tim, just to go back to the point about Brett Favre. Favre today has thrown for 327 yards. He is only 19 yards shy of becoming the first ever Green Bay quarterback to throw for 3,000 yards in 3 consecutive seasons. One other quarterback did it, Lynn Dickey, but not in consecutive years.
Yeah, and not when he was 25 years old.
On 2nd down, out of the backfield, it's Cobb. Forced out of bounds, short of a 1st down. A pickup of only 2.
Boy, that's a play where Reggie Cobb just needs to gather himself and get downfield, get north and south, because he had 2 defenders coming at him, and the yardage, when you're in the plus 20, every yard, every foot is so critical that that's not the time to dance back and forth. That's the time to lower your head, lower your shoulder, and go.
3rd down and 3 as 2 6-6 teams battle it out in the NFC Central. Green Bay down by 3 on 3rd down. Intercepted. Willie Clay and back the other way. Second interception of the day for Favre. Take a bow, Willie Clay. Third interception of the year for Willie Clay. And that brings the Green Bay drive to a dead-end stop. The Packers were in line for a 34-yard field goal try to tie it. Now Barry Sanders is met in the backfield. Leroy Butler up to make the tackle. And the Packers defense is going to have to hold Detroit. They spend their second time out of the half, plus they have the 2-minute warning coming up, and it's up to the Packer defense to shut down Detroit and turn it back over to Favre in the offense. 2nd and long coming up for Detroit. Brett Favre hoping to get another opportunity. It's up to his defense, the Packer defense trying to hold. Barry Sanders, what a weapon to have in this situation. 2nd down and 10. Sanders 183 yards today. Perryman in motion. And on 2nd and long, who else? Barry Sanders brought down as he crossed the 30. Why would Barry Sanders get the football? Because he is the best in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, you'd think that a guy like Barry Sanders with his kind of yards would tire out and wear down, but you see it here. He is the man, not only throughout the game, but in the 4th quarter when it counts. And I can promise you one thing, if they run it, they will not run it to Reggie White.
Detroit 5 out of 10 on 3rd down today. 3rd down and 5. Krieg to throw over the middle, short of a 1st down. And the defense holds for the Packers.
And one more time, Joe, it's Doug Evans coming up with the big play, stopping the receiver, stopping the 1st down, and we've seen it week after week. Part of the strategy for the Lions, part of the strategy for the Packers was to put the bigger cornerback, Doug Evans, 6'1", on the bigger Herman Moore. Put Terrell Buckley 5'9" to the other side of the field, and here you see that strategy paying off.
There's a half-second difference between the game clock and the play clock, and this will run down to the 2-minute warning, and there will be no penalty on Detroit because of that half-second difference between the game clock and the play clock. So the 2-minute warning. A punt forthcoming from Detroit, and a last chance for Brett Favre and the Packers when we come back. Have not been too good, and back to return punts now, especially this one. An important one is Robert Brooks.
Well, we said that Green Bay felt they had to win on special teams today, and so far they have. Here's where they really need it, though.
Mike Pryor had been returning punts, in case you're just joining us, but now it's Brooks back there. He's their best. Montgomery gets it away. Beautiful punt. High hanging spiral, and a fair catch called for by Robert Brooks. There's a flag on the play, and if you wonder why they give big money to a free agent punter, you just saw why. What a big punt for Montgomery and for the Lions. There is a flag down on the play after that 50-yard punt without a return. The fair catch called for by Brooks. And with 1:51 to play, the Packers have a long way to go. The ball resting on their own 15 for the moment as Ed Hockley checks the penalty.
Well, penalties really hurt the Packers on Thanksgiving Day against Dallas. That's a big part of the reason that they lost. And if they get the penalty on this play, it's going to really put them in the hole.
Personal foul by the receiving team, number 31. Went out of bounds and blocked the player well out of bounds, which is a personal foul. half the distance to the goal, first down.
George Teague guilty of that illegal block. And so the Lions defense has even better field position. The Packers are pushed back closer to their own goal line as George Teague was guilty of that foul. And the ball is resting in between the Green Bay 7 and 8. A minute 51 to play and Green Bay left with no timeouts. Cobb out of the backfield, able to get out of bounds. Robert Massey over there for the tackle after a pickup of 4. San Francisco just playing with Atlanta now. They've run it up to 50 points. New Orleans handing the Rams a bitter defeat. Doubling up on the Rams. Arizona hanging on in Houston, and they will move to 6 and 7 here. 2 6 and 6 teams battle. Green Bay down 3, and they have a 2nd down and 5. Favre was hit as he let it go. Looking for Chimura, the tight end. Porsche was back in the backfield and bothering Brett Favre. A 3rd down for Green Bay, and they are obviously in a 2-down situation. 3rd and 5. Wide open is Sterling Sharp. And the secondary, Massey, giving Sharp the 1st down to try to avoid the big play.
And you see Massey talking to Greg Jeffries after the play, and it looks like there's a mix-up. And then you see Massey hitting himself on the helmet because he thought he had some underneath help from Jeffries. That's why he gave Sharp the big cushion.
And Sharp has had a 10-catch day for better than 115 yards.
You see it here. You see the big cushion number 40 gives him. He thinks he's got help from Greg Jeffries, but there's no help there.
And it's a 1st down. Now Favre to put it up. Over the middle, Brooks, and a catch at the 45. A 1st down and a pickup of 24.
Well, the Packers have moved the ball on offense all day, so it should be no surprise that they're doing it now.
Because the Packers are left with no timeouts, Favre spikes the ball. A minute 14 remaining, and the Packers trailing by only a field goal, and Chris Jackie getting ready over on the sideline. But if I know Favre like I think I do, just from the brief encounters we've had with him, he's not thinking field goal here. He's looking for the game-winning touchdown.
Yeah, he's a guy who wants to win the game. He wants to win it all. Heck, if he could write the script, he'd probably want to run it in himself.
2nd down and 10 after Favre spiked it. He's rushed. He lost the football. And they're going to have to peel the bodies away to see who has it. It still belongs to Green Bay. It wasn't Brett Favre who came away with it. An offensive lineman was there, Ken Rutgers.
Boy, Brett Favre dancing on the edge on that play, Joe, because he fumbled it, and then he tries to reach down and scoop it up. When you fumble it in this kind of critical situation.
Inside the last 2 minutes, a fumble has to be returned to the spot of the fumble unless the fumbling player recovered. Therefore, when we return the ball to the spot of the fumble, the clock will start.
Because Brett Favre did not recover it, and we're inside 2 minutes, the ball is brought back to the spot of the fumble, and that makes it 3rd and 17.
With the clock running.
The tight end, Chimura, underthrown, may have been tipped. And a 4th and 17 faces Brett Favre.
Here's the fumble. Watch Dan Owens, number 90. There's Swilling takes a swipe at it. And then Owens is the guy who comes up with it. And then you see Favre there. He tries to stay on his feet and reach down and pick it up. That's a ball you just have to drop onto.
Rutgers was there. The ball was returned to the spot of the fumble. Incomplete pass, and now 4th and 17. Favre is hit, and this game is over. Favre hit as he threw the incomplete pass, and it belongs to Detroit with only 46 seconds remaining. Well, the pass rush was a question mark for Detroit coming in. They wanted to get heat on Favre, and that's what was his undoing the final couple of plays.
Here it is here, and you see the heat coming on Brett Favre, and it looked like Broderick Thomas and Pat Swilling, who both get the heat on him, force him to put it up high, too high, and the game is over. This is a especially sweet win for Wayne Fontes.
The Lions needed this at 6-6. So did the Packers. And Green Bay, under head coach Mike Holmgren, came into this game having won 5 of 6 against Detroit, including last year's wild card win here. Well, that's not going to happen today, as Detroit's going to come away with a victory. And that was the final snap of the day. The Detroit Lions moved to 7-6. The Packers slipped to 6-7, and Wayne Fontes.
There's no happier man than him, Joe. He's been expected to take this Detroit team to the next level, and you can't get to the next level unless you go to the playoffs.
There have still been questions about his coaching credentials, about his career here with Detroit. Well, the Lions win a big one today.